Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about a topic that matters in every field of life: the difference between hard work and smart work. We all grow up learning that hard work is the key to success, and it's true. Without effort, nothing valuable can be achieved. But in today's fast-paced world, hard work alone may not be enough. To truly excel, we must learn to balance hard work with smart work. Hard work means putting in consistent effort, dedication, and persistence. Even when the path is difficult, it is about discipline, patience, and the willingness to sacrifice comfort for progress. But smart work is about using intelligence, strategy, and creativity to achieve better results in less time. Smart work ensures that your energy is directed in the most effective way. Think of it like this: hard work is digging with a shovel, while smart work is finding a machine that can do the digging faster and more efficiently. Both are important, but the right mix can lead to extraordinary success. In fact, the greatest achievers in history didn't just work hard, they also worked smart. They analyzed their goals, used resources wisely, learned from others, and applied new methods to maximize results. So, while hard work builds the foundation, smart work builds the structure that reaches new heights. Hard work and smart work differ right from their very definition. Hard work is the consistent effort, determination, and dedication you put in to complete a task, often without looking for shortcuts. It involves long hours of practice, physical or mental strain, and an unshakable focus on pushing yourself to achieve results. For example, an athlete training for hours every single day, repeating the same exercises again and again to build stamina and skill, is demonstrating hard work. On the other hand, smart work is about using intelligence, planning, and strategy to accomplish the same goal in a more efficient way. Instead of just working long hours, smart work means analyzing the task, finding the most effective methods, and using available resources to get maximum results with minimum wasted effort. For instance, the same athlete might study nutrition, use modern training equipment, or follow proven workout routines that give better outcomes in less time. In simple words, hard work is about the effort you put in, while smart work is about how wisely and effectively you put in that effort. Both have their own value, but the key difference lies in method and efficiency. One of the most noticeable differences between hard work and smart work is how each approach makes use of time. Hard work often demands longer hours because the person relies mostly on sheer effort. For example, someone preparing for an exam may spend 10 hours a day reading the entire textbook word by word. This is effective in the sense that it builds discipline and ensures nothing is missed, but it consumes a great deal of time and energy. Smart work, however, is all about valuing time and making every minute count. Instead of spending endless hours on repetitive tasks, a smart worker identifies what's most important and focuses attention there. Using the same example of exam preparation, a smart student will not read every page but will create summaries, highlight key points, and solve past exam papers to target exactly what matters. This way, the same results, or even better results, can be achieved in fewer hours. Hard work stretches time, often leading to fatigue and reduced productivity. Smart work compresses time by channeling energy into the right direction. The person who works smart learns to prioritize, schedule, and organize tasks in a way that saves time without compromising quality. In today's world, where speed is just as important as accuracy, smart work has become a crucial skill in effective time management. Another major difference between hard work and smart work lies in how they manage human energy. Hard work often requires physical and mental effort over long stretches of time. A person working hard might push themselves to the limit, spending hours and hours without rest, which can eventually lead to exhaustion, burnout, or even a decline in performance. For example, an employee who works late into the night every day, sacrificing sleep and health to finish tasks, may seem productive in the short term, but will struggle to sustain this pace in the long run. Smart work, on the other hand, recognizes that energy is a limited resource. Instead of simply working longer, smart work ensures that energy is directed toward the tasks that matter most. It involves planning breaks, managing workloads, and using techniques that keep the mind and body fresh. For instance, instead of sitting for 8 continuous hours on a project, a smart worker might use time blocks, take short breaks to recharge, and use productivity tools that make the task easier and less draining. Hard work consumes energy by focusing on effort alone, while smart work conserves and optimizes energy by aligning effort with efficiency. In simple terms, hard work demands that you give more of yourself, while smart work teaches you how to protect yourself and still get the best results. That's why in the modern world, energy management is not just about how much you work, but about how wisely you work. When we compare hard work and smart work, the difference in their outcomes becomes very clear. Hard work almost always leads to progress, but that progress can be slow and sometimes less effective. If a person keeps putting in effort without strategy, they might still reach their destination, but it will take longer and the results may not be as polished or impactful. For example, a worker who spends weeks manually calculating data will eventually get the job done, but the process is time-consuming and increases the risk of small errors. Smart work, however, focuses on achieving faster, sharper, and more efficient results. It emphasizes not only reaching the goal, but also how well and how quickly the goal can be achieved. Instead of weeks of manual work, a smart worker might use advanced software, formulas, or automation tools to process the same data in hours with greater accuracy. The outcome here is not just completion but excellence, because smart work ensures that quality and speed go hand in hand. Hard work assures steady movement, like climbing a mountain step by step, while smart work looks for the safest and most effective route, perhaps using tools or shortcuts to reach the top quicker. Both approaches lead to results, but the difference is clear. Hard work guarantees progress, while smart work guarantees progress with efficiency and impact. The approach of hard work and smart work is what truly sets them apart. Hard work often means following traditional methods that have been used for years. A hard worker believes in discipline, consistency, and sticking to the process, even if it takes longer. Their approach is straightforward: keep doing the task until it's done, without questioning whether there could be a better way. For example, a hard-working farmer might continue using old tools to plow the field, because that's the way it has always been done, even though it requires much more time and effort. Smart work, however, is built on innovation, adaptability, and creativity. Instead of only relying on effort, smart workers constantly ask themselves, is there a faster, better, or easier way to achieve this? They stay updated with modern tools, methods, and strategies that can make their work more efficient. Taking the same example of farming, a smart worker would use advanced machinery, irrigation techniques, or scientific methods of planting that save time, reduce labor, and increase yield. Hard work's approach is often linear, one step after another, regardless of how long it takes. Smart work's approach is dynamic. It looks for patterns, shortcuts, and improves systems that can achieve the same goal in less time. This difference in approach shows that while hard work focuses on effort, smart work focuses on method. And in today's competitive world, the method you choose can often make all the difference between average results and extraordinary success. The way hard work and smart work handle problems is also very different. Hard work usually approaches problems with persistence and endurance. A hard worker believes that if they keep pushing, repeating the process, and refusing to give up, the problem will eventually be solved. For example, if a machine stops working, a hard worker may spend hours trying to fix it by trial and error, checking every single part one by one until the issue is identified. This approach builds patience and resilience, but it can be slow and draining. Smart work, however, approaches problems with analysis, creativity, and planning. Instead of jumping straight into effort, a smart worker first studies the situation, tries to understand the root cause, and then applies the most effective solution. Using the same example, a smart worker might first consult the machine's manual, search for similar cases online, or use diagnostic tools to pinpoint the exact issue, saving both time and energy. Hard work focuses on brute force, tackling the problem head-on until it gives way. Smart work focuses on strategy, finding the shortest, safest, and most efficient path to the solution. This doesn't mean that smart workers don't struggle, but their struggle is guided by direction and insight, not just raw effort. In essence, hard work solves problems by persistence, while smart work solves problems by intelligence and strategy. One of the biggest differences between hard work and smart work is the level of risk involved. Hard work often carries a higher risk because it focuses more on effort than direction. A person may work tirelessly for years, But if their efforts are not aligned in the right direction, all that energy may lead to little or no success. For example, imagine someone working 12 hours a day in a business without analyzing the market demand. Despite the dedication, if the product or service doesn't have customers, the business may fail. This shows how hard work without proper guidance can sometimes waste valuable time and resources. Smart work, however, reduces risks by analyzing situations before acting. A smart worker studies the environment, gathers information, considers possible outcomes, and then chooses the most effective path. Using the same business example, a smart entrepreneur will first conduct market research, study competitors, and identify gaps in demand before launching their product. By doing so, they minimize the chances of failure and increase the likelihood of success. Hard work says, keep going no matter what, while smart work says, check where you are going before you start. Hard work may take you far, but if it's in the wrong direction, the effort will be wasted. Smart work ensures that every step taken is calculated, reducing unnecessary risks and maximizing opportunities. Hard work and smart work both teach valuable lessons, but the type of learning they provide is quite different. Hard work is a great teacher of patience, resilience, and discipline. When someone works hard day after day, they develop endurance and the ability to keep going even when results are slow. For example, a student who memorizes every chapter through hours of repetition learns the power of persistence and self-control. This kind of learning builds character, strength, and the mindset that success requires dedication. Smart work, however, emphasizes learning through strategy, decision-making, and adaptability. Instead of repeating the same process endlessly, a smart worker looks for ways to improve. They ask, what's the best method? How can I save time? Is there a better tool I can use? This type of learning develops problem-solving skills and encourages creativity. For instance, the same student who creates mind maps, uses summaries, and practices past exam papers is learning how to study effectively, not just how to study longer. Hard work teaches you the value of effort. It shows that nothing comes without sacrifice. Smart work teaches you the value of wisdom. It shows that success comes faster when you learn to think differently. Both kinds of learning are essential because hard work shapes character, while smart work sharpens intelligence. Together, they create a balanced path to growth and mastery. The easiest way to understand the difference between hard work and smart work is through real-life examples. Take the case of students preparing for exams. A hard-working student might spend long hours reading the textbook from the first page to the last, trying to memorize every detail. This shows dedication and effort, but it can be exhausting, time-consuming, and sometimes less effective because not all information is equally important. The student may know a lot, but still struggle to answer the key questions that actually appear in the exam. Now compare this with a smart working student. Instead of reading the entire book again and again, this student identifies the most important topics, prepares notes, creates summaries, and practices with past papers. They use techniques like mind mapping, active recall, and spaced repetition to strengthen memory. In doing so, they spend less time but achieve greater clarity, better retention, and stronger confidence for the exam. This difference is not limited to students alone. In workplaces, a hard-working employee might spend hours preparing a report manually, while a smart worker uses digital tools, formulas, or automation to complete the same task in a fraction of the time. In both cases, the hard worker achieves results through persistence, while the smart worker achieves results through efficiency. These examples make it clear hard work pushes you forward step by step, but smart work helps you choose the fastest and most effective route to your goal. The ultimate lesson about hard work and smart work is that the greatest success comes from combining both. Hard work alone builds a strong foundation. It develops discipline, patience, and resilience. Smart work alone provides efficiency, strategy, and innovation. But when you combine the two, you create a powerful formula that maximizes both effort and results. For example, an entrepreneur who works tirelessly to build their business, hard work, but also studies the market, uses advanced tools, and implements strategic planning, smart work, will achieve far greater success than someone relying on only one of these approaches. This combination is also evident in sports. A player may train intensely for hours, building strength and endurance through sheer effort. That's hard work. But the same player also studies opponents, analyzes gameplay strategies, and uses advanced techniques to improve performance. That's smart work. Together, these approaches not only improve skill, but also help achieve goals faster and more effectively. In life, combining hard work with smart work means you never waste your effort and always work in the right direction. Hard work ensures you don't give up when challenges arise, while smart work ensures your energy and time are used wisely. The synergy of both approaches allows you to reach your full potential, achieve goals more efficiently, and enjoy a sense of fulfillment that neither hard work nor smart work alone can provide. In conclusion, hard work and smart work are not opposites. They are partners on the path to success. Hard work gives you strength, discipline, and persistence, while smart work gives you strategy, efficiency, and direction. Alone, each can take you far, but together, they can take you to heights you never imagined. So, don't just work hard. Don't just work smart. Work both. Put your heart and effort into everything you do, but do it wisely. Plan, prioritize, and innovate while staying committed and consistent. That is the key to achieving your goals, overcoming challenges, and creating a life full of success and fulfillment. Remember, it's not about working harder than everyone else, but about working better than yesterday, combining effort with intelligence, persistence with strategy, and patience with insight. That is the formula that turns dreams into reality.